Welcome back to another episode of the Swamp247 Recruiting Podcast. I'm Tyler Harden. Florida's 2027 class has 25 commitments. They're ranked number 11 on the 24/7 Sports team rankings, and we have one Florida 2027 commit that's been on the Swamp247 Recruiting Podcast. Actually, the first episode of the Swamp247 Recruiting Podcast back in February, and that is 2027 wide receiver commit Speedy Jennings out of Dillard High School in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Speedy, welcome back to the Swamp247 Recruiting Podcast. Appreciate the time as always, man.
Yes, sir. What's going on? Happy to be back.
Yeah, happy to have you back, man. Happy to have you back. You were the first episode of the revamped Swamp247 Recruiting Podcast, so it's always good to have you back. You know, yes, obviously, sir. Hope you've been well and everything. I think last time you were on here, actually, you weren't committed to Florida yet, right?
So, you mean that was like January, I think?
It was like January or February. Yeah, so I remember that. A lot has happened, man. A lot has happened. And, you know, obviously we've talked about it plenty, right? But to have you face to face on here, man, just how does it feel to be a Florida Gator and be a part of this 2027 class Florida's building?
For sure, you know, it's a great feeling just being a Florida Gator. Something that you can't even think of just growing up as a kid, just wanting to play SEC football. So it's definitely a great feeling. It's a blessing for sure.
Yeah, I mean, from an outsider perspective, right? You know, obviously my job is to cover, you know, recruitments like yours and everything. And I know you were super high on Florida for a long time. To a certain degree, it seemed like it was kind of a matter of when than a matter of if. Did it kind of feel that way to you too, where it was like, I kind of know Florida's going to be the place. It was just a matter of like when the right time would be.
Definitely was that. I definitely thought I wanted to go there and commit and be a Gator. It was just when the right time was, you know, as a kid. You want to take your OVs, just see different colleges, different stuff like that. So it was definitely a matter of when, and I just made a decision to make it in April.
Yeah. So take me back to then, man, because it seems like it was a while ago, but in the grand scheme, it really hasn't been all that long since you committed to Florida. Like, when did you really realize, like, yeah, I want to commit to Florida. This is where I want to be?
I'll probably say junior day. Definitely. I think that's when I really realized for sure. Just meeting a new style, just going around campus, just falling in love with Gainesville for real. You know, I've been to a couple of games the season before that with the old style. So with a new style, just seeing how everything was going on. And I think that's when I really fell in love. Also spring practice too. I love the energy and felt like I could be out there as well.
Yeah. I mean, making that announcement, right? An announcement you were waiting to make no matter who it was with, right? It just happened to be with Florida, obviously, you know, announcing your commitment. You know, one that, you know, your recruitment I know has gone on for a while. So making that announcement was big for you, obviously. How was that, you know, just announcing to everybody you're committed to Florida and you're going to be a part of this Florida Gators 27 class?
Yeah, it was definitely a weight lifted off my shoulder. I feel like everybody kind of knew. I was kind of playing mind games a little bit as well, though, too. Just making the top five. They'll be in my final five schools, but I'm pretty sure everybody knew where my heart was at. I kind of tried to throw them off a bit, but I mean, everybody knew where I was going. So it definitely was a weight lifted off my shoulder because I always knew I wanted to go there and just be a Gator overall.
Like you said, man, you know, you get this process once, right? You got to have a little fun with it, right? Like you said, you got to keep people on their toes a little bit, play some mind games, you know, can't be afraid to do that, right? You gotta have some fun with it. Absolutely. So, man, since you've been committed, right, you were kind of a part of Florida's really kind of surge to the class it has today, right? You know, you were one of several guys to commit in the month of April. May was kind of the same way. June was kind of the same way for Florida. Like, since you committed, right, and the guys that joined after you, like, what are your thoughts just on this Florida class as a whole that, you know, John Summerall and the rest of the staff have built?
Yeah, we definitely building a championship class. Definitely still adding more pieces, you know. Hopefully we don't lose anybody because, you know, anything can happen in the next few months is going throughout this season. So definitely just adding key pieces we need to build this championship class for sure.
Yeah, I kind of want to touch on a few guys that, may have played a role in your decision, maybe recruited you a little bit along the
Mhm.
way, but also just guys that, you're going to be getting to know pretty well if you haven't already, starting with
Yeah,
Davin, right? 4-star quarterback Davin Davidson. Like, what are your thoughts on Davin? I know he was in touch with you, a
yeah,
little bit
yeah,
at
for
the very
sure.
least,
Yeah.
leading up to your commitment. What are your
Mhm.
thoughts on Davin just as a player and as a person?
Yeah, Davin definitely a cool guy to be around. He definitely got an arm on him. Just looking forward to see our connection in the next few years for sure. Like I said, he's cool, outgoing. Got to know him a little bit on our OV. We had the same OV. Overall, he's a good person. Just looking forward to the future for sure as a Gator.
Yeah, speaking of your OV, of course, we're gonna touch on that a little bit, just how the
Mhm.
experience was for you and everything. But another guy I want to touch on here, 4-star wide receiver Elias Pearl, right? He committed
Yeah,
not too long after you. Of course, he's getting back into the swing of things. An injury he suffered this offseason,
yeah,
should be
yeah.
ready to go, from my understanding. For this season, maybe not right away, but sooner rather than later, at the very least,
Mhm.
right? Like, what are your thoughts on Eli? Just kind of what he brings to the table and everything.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Elias Pearl, my guy. Like I said, we had the same OV as well. Got in a couple pictures with each other, got to know each other. Got to meet his mom and dad. Just overall, he's just a good person as well. Looking forward to being a duo of Florida Gators in the next few years for sure.
Yeah, his parents are great, right?
Yeah,
Great
yeah,
people,
yeah.
very outgoing. No, great people to
Mhm.
be around. And how about Andrew Beard, man? 4-star running back Andrew
Oh
Beard.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, same OV weekend,
yeah,
right? So
yeah,
you guys were all kind of in the house together. That's
yeah,
pretty cool,
yeah, for
right? Like,
sure.
what are your thoughts on Andrew Beard?
Yeah, yeah, Andrew pretty cool. I got to see him on the field. I didn't see him much play, but he's definitely a cool guy. I know he's a good running back as well. So that's definitely another key piece into this offense.
Yeah, and obviously 4-star, another wide receiver commit, 4-star wide receiver Tremont Collins. He committed
Yeah, yeah,
before you,
yeah,
right? So
yeah.
he
He
was
was
the
the
first of
first.
the three. Yeah.
Yeah,
What are your thoughts on Tremont?
yeah, Tremont pretty cool too. Um, when we had the Friday Night Lights, I got to meet him in person. We didn't talk as much. We had different OV weekends, but definitely going to head up to a few games, just chat it up with each other. Us three receivers as a group. Just looking forward to the future for sure.
100%, 100%. And who else in this class? Obviously there's 25 guys, right? Like, who
Yeah,
else in this
yeah.
class have you really gotten to know and kind of get tight with here early on?
I'll say Amari Nugent. He goes to American Heritage, so I was actually just with him at a little sporting event a couple weeks ago. But it was like Super 11 athletes in Broward or something like that. But definitely Amari Nugent. He's right around the corner. American Heritage, great player. Looking forward to competing against him in practice.
Yeah.
Also, I forgot his name. The DB, that boy funny.
Or Amari Fountain,
Yeah,
probably.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Amari.
Yeah.
Definitely. Friday Night Lights. He was just making jokes. He a pretty cool guy to be around as well. We actually have a group chat, so we text in there almost every day. So it's just overall the class is a pretty good class. Looking forward to seeing the future with them guys.
He's a character, to
Yeah,
say the
yeah,
least.
that
He's a
big
character.
man.
No, shout out to Amari, man. He's awesome. Shout out to both Amaris, right? Both great
Oh yeah,
guys,
yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
for sure.
Yeah, and like you said, man, you were with a bunch of those guys on your official visit, right? Just
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
take me through that. Like, who again was your player host while you were there?
Oh yeah, my player host the first day was Dallas Wilson. Got to meet him in person for the first time. Already knew Vernell. Also, the second day we had a dinner at Spurrier's. It was Marquise Daniel.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, pretty cool guy. Yeah, went to the his like dorm and stuff like that. So he just showed me around. Overall, it was a good experience on the OV.
yeah. I mean, with Dallas, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Showed a lot of promise, to say the least, as a
yeah,
freshman this past
for
year,
sure.
right? How was it being around him and just kind of learning from him, about the program?
Yeah, he was a chill guy. just asking him certain questions, just coming in when I come in as a freshman. So definitely a cool guy to be around. Looking forward to his season this year.
Yeah, absolutely. And the official visit, right? Like, obviously a lot of the stuff, each of the 4 weekends was a lot of the same stuff, but like, what did you like on your OV that, this staff really put on for you guys, and just the stuff you were able to do? Like, what did you kind of really like about your official visit while you were there?
Yeah, I like just the family aspect of it, just being around commits, uncommitted guys as well that we was trying to get. We actually had, I think, 1 or 2 commits on my OV. So overall, it was a great OV. I've been to Florida multiple times, but that was just like a sprinkles on top. I don't know how to say it, but yeah.
The cherry on top.
Yeah, the cherry on top.
Yeah.
It was a great OV for sure, though. Just feeling welcome into Florida.
Yeah. How was it putting the Gator uniform on? Kind of like, maybe that was when it felt like a little real.
Yeah, that was great.
Right? Yeah. How was that, the photo shoot and everything?
Yeah, it was great putting that number 1 on that jersey. It was a pretty good feeling. Just as a kid growing up, that's all you dreamed of, being in the college uniform.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And since then, right, pretty much the whole summer has passed, right? How has it just been, not only being committed to Florida, but being a part of this class? How has it just been for you over these past couple months?
Yeah, these past couple months, like I said, just getting prepared for the season. Like I said, it was a weight lifted off my shoulder. Not have to worry about finding a home throughout this summer. So I just knew I was a Gator, so just kept grinding and just looking forward to my future at Florida.
Yeah, and just the day-to-day with the staff, right? What does that look like for you when it, maybe comes to you reaching out to them or them reaching out to you? Like, what does it kind of look like, on a week-to-week basis for you right now?
Yeah, I definitely talk to the staff, just anybody on the staff. Coach Davis the most for sure, though. I text him almost every other day, every 2 days. I was actually just on the phone with him, so it's still a pretty good connection. We still stay in contact. I know they're in fall camp right now, so still just staying in steady contact. Looking forward to getting up there September 5th.
Yeah, kind of rolls into what I was just going to ask, man. You're going to be there game 1.
Yeah, sure. Definitely.
Yeah.
Got to.
You think you're going to, I know you're a frequent visitor at Florida. Do you think you're going to be up for like, almost every game, if not every game?
Yeah, pretty much every game, except for I might miss 2, maybe 3. Because I have Saturday. Yeah, I have Saturday games as well. So just going up there every week might be kind of tough. So it's right there as well. So
yeah. I mean, just looking at Florida's schedule right now, I don't know how much you got it down right now. Is there a game that like you're really looking forward to seeing, whether you're there or not, just seeing how it goes for Florida right now?
What game I'll say? Definitely Florida State. That game,
Always.
Yeah, I got to. That was the best game I went to last season. Florida State. I seen Ole Miss. I'm gonna miss that one, but that should be a good game as well. I wanted Miami on the schedule this year. I want to see. Yeah, that sucked.
Yeah, that would have been fun. That would have been fun. Just like, I don't know, like how much of the Twitter beef you see. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
It would just be fun to have that on the field again. Right, kind of give them something to actually look at rather than just go at it. Going at it's fun though, right? Seeing it's hilarious. But man, I gotta ask. Obviously, like you've been committed to Florida for a little while now, but like, are other schools still reaching out to you? Like, what does that kind of look like for you right now?
Oh yeah, for sure. Other schools still reaching out, just trying to stay in contact. They know I'm committed. They just trying to keep the relationship because you never know what can happen in the next few months. Like you seen, Billy Napier just left like that. So you never know what can happen. Just staying in contact with the coaches because you never know what can happen in the future. But I'm definitely locked in at Florida.
Yeah, is that kind of how you're thinking of it? Like, you don't want to burn a bridge at the end of the day. You don't want to like cut off a relationship.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, you can still learn from other coaches. It's different things. It's outside of football as well. So definitely don't want to burn the bridges with the coaches that stay in contact and actually care for you.
Yeah. What schools are you still hearing from these days?
I'll probably say pretty much every school in my top 5 for sure.
Yeah, they're still just hanging around, but like you said, you're locked in. You know.
Yeah, I'm locked there for sure.
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
Yes, sir.
Well, man, obviously you got your own season coming up, right? You guys play this Friday, right? So
I'm not sure yet, but our first real game is next Thursday versus Piper High School.
okay, yeah. So
That's our first real game, though.
yeah. So I mean, man, just senior season, right? Like, how does that feel hearing that? Like, senior season, this is it, one last ride,
Yeah.
and then it's at Florida. Like, you know, what are your thoughts hearing that?
Yeah, it actually feels surreal. Yeah, it felt like a dream for real. It just went by so quick. Definitely this summer, just with all the training stuff. After I went to my OV, just getting right into it with my team, just training pretty much every day. So yeah, I definitely feel surreal. You know, got this last season, my senior year. Got to go off this year. Put everybody on notice again. Then I'm out of Florida, so it's just like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like that. It's going to be a blink, and then, you know, because you're getting there in January, right? So
Yeah, I'm in there in January. Sure.
yeah, so it's going to be a blink of an eye, and then you're on campus, right?
Yes, sir.
Getting ready for spring ball. You know, it's going to go by so quick. But man, like, what goals do you have for yourself? You know, this senior season, obviously state championships, everybody's goal.
Mm-hmm.
But like, what are some of the goals you have for yourself, and, you know, maybe beyond that as well?
Yeah. Some personal goals I have are definitely just having a better season than I had the year before. I had close to 1,000 receiving yards, so definitely trying to go for 1,200 this year. 1,400 all-purpose. I had over 1,000 all-purpose last year, so you know, punt return, kick return, all them yards will add up. So definitely 1,400 all-purpose. That's with the yardage. I'm trying to get at least 15 touchdowns this year. I believe last year I had about 12. I think like 1 or 2 were called back. So definitely 15 this year. And like you said, go to states. That's always a dream. You know, at Dillard, we didn't go to states in like 2001. So we got kicked out of the first round playoffs. So definitely just trying to go further than that this year. Just put the team on my back and just be a leader.
Yeah, you said last time was 2001.
Yeah, 2001.
Dillard was there, so you weren't even born.
Yeah,
so that would be quite the, you know, achievement, just getting there alone, right? You know,
sure.
that's school history right there. That would be pretty awesome by itself, right? But of course, like you said, you know, want to just have the best season that you've had, you know, in high school, right? So that's always the goal for sure. And man, you know, to round it out here, I asked Davin the same question when he was on a few weeks ago. If you had to look at this. If you had to look at this Florida 2027 class and describe it with one word, what would it be?
Let me see. Champions for sure. Yeah, we gotta win. Yeah, we gotta win the championship. I mean, we got all these pieces. Even with the guys that's still there, we're gonna be coming in. They will still be there, most of them. So definitely champions. Gotta win that natty.
I'm sure Florida fans would agree with me here. You know, let's hope you're manifesting something.
Yes,
right,
sir.
manifesting something that you guys are champions, and then you know, maybe a few years down the line, we'll be looking back and saying, "Hey, you know, you heard it here first." Right?
Yes, sir, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely, man, absolutely. Well, he's class of 2027, Florida wide receiver commit Speedy Jennings out of Dillard High School in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I'm Tyler Harden with Swamp 247, and this is another episode of the Swamp 247 Recruiting Podcast. Speedy, thanks for joining, man. As always, great talking to you.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you having me on.